Welcome back to the preview for the 2019 Africa Cup of Nations draw. CAF have decided to release the pots again. So basically the pots that we spoke about last time, not too dissimilar, but basically the bottom line is CAF have announced the pots and they've announced it by FIFA rankings, and it's really important that Algeria stay in pot 2, by the way, because Burkina Faso didn't qualify. Algeria actually the 13th ranked nation in Africa, so if Burkina Faso made Afcon, we would have been in pot 3, can you believe? But anyway, massive thanks to Angola for doing us a favour. So the pots, guys, this is going to be a video talking about all of African football. We're not going to focus on just Algeria, and I've got to say it's fairly similar, but there are some tough groups that you can come out with in this Afcon. So for the first time, as we all know, 24 teams will be in the African Cup of Nations. It was going to be in Cameroon, and then it's going to be in Egypt, and hopefully no one's going to change their mind again and say, I know, let's play it in Morocco, because it's CAF, I wouldn't be surprised. Pot 1, Egypt the hosts and Cameroon the holders. We all knew that. For the rest of the 22, it was a bit of a lottery. Senegal, Tunisia, Nigeria and Morocco. So, 3 of the 6 in pot 1 are North African. All these teams can't face each other in the group stage. As I say, I think whoever gets Egypt in the group from pot 2 is going to be favourable, because you don't want to play Egypt in the knockout phase. I think if you're playing Egypt in the knockout phase, you're basically done with refs, fans, home support, the pressure, and I think you want to get Egypt in the group stage, because that means you're not going to play Egypt again until the final. So for me, I want my team Algeria to get Egypt in the group stage, and I think if you're in 2, 3 or 4, getting Egypt wouldn't be the end of the world. Cameroon, Senegal. Cameroon, are they as strong as they were? They've won it, they've got Seydorf, they've got Kluivert in the coaching staff, they're there regardless because they're the holders. Morocco, Tunisia, both teams went to the World Cup, did disastrously. Morocco got 1 point at the World Cup, finished behind Iran, but they've got the magician, that is Hervé Renard. He wins Afcons for breakfast, to be honest, so can Morocco do something special? Nigeria, the big hitter, they're always in there. But some big hitters in pot 2. DR Congo, Ghana, Ivory Coast in pot 2, you're having a laugh. That's unbelievable. The strength of African football there. This is a very wide open tournament. You know, we usually think the big hitters are Ivory Coast, Ghana, Nigeria, and to see Ivory Coast and Ghana in pot 2 is a big shock. DR Congo as well, always going far. Algeria, my boys, in pot 2. How are they going to fare? They've sneaked into pot 2 there. We're lucky not to be in pot 3, which is strong in itself. So you've got DR Congo, Ghana, Guinea, Mali, Ivory Coast and Algeria in pot 2. You could be looking at a very spicy Ghana, Nigeria in the group stage, the Jollof Rice Derby. What a game that could be. Pot 3, South Africa, Uganda, Benin, Mauritania, Madagascar and Kenya. Madagascar, the CAF chief Ahmed managed to sneak his boys into the tournament for the first time ever. Benin, who beat Algeria in the qualifying. South Africa, always a big nation when it comes to African football. You know, you remember the heroes like Benny McCarthy and players like that across the years. But Uganda in pot 3, they've probably got the best keeper in the tournament on Yango, I'd say, in my opinion. Kenya, Victor Wanyama in midfield. Madagascar and Mauritania, are they really going to do anything? Are they really going to cause any problems? But with teams now finishing 3rd and making the last 16, they'll be wanting to make it further into the tournament. And pot 4, by no means least, Zimbabwe in pot 4. Look how strong our continent is. Zimbabwe are not to be messed with. They drew 2-2 with Algeria at the last Afcon. Namibia are there. Guinea-Bissau at the last one. Angola, Burundi and Tanzania. Or Tanzania, Algeria smacked Tanzania 7-1 and 4-0 I think recently. But they've qualified. We must respect every nation that has qualified. So these are the pots. You can see them. Who do you want your team to draw? We're going to find out Friday 12th of April in the evening in Cairo, near the pyramids I think, who's going to get who. But these are the pots confirmed by CAF. This is who can play who. The permutations are there. You can make your own groups. What's the best group? What's the worst group? I'm not going to predict because it's impossible. All the managers are in Egypt right now, the respective 24 teams. I think the draw is making for a very strong tournament. I think you could see some big games in the group stage. Look, you could have a group, for example, of Nigeria, Ghana and South Africa. Someone get me the fireworks because that's going to be spicy. Very interesting. But then you've got some weaker teams. You could have a group like Tunisia, Mali, Mauritania. I mean, come on now. The possibilities are endless, and so I'm not going to go and delve through who can get who, but you can see the pots, make your own judgments. Guys, who's going to get who in the group stage? Predict down below. Who is going to draw who? The draw is coming up very soon. I'm very excited, as you can probably tell. I'm buzzing out my neck to see who gets who in this draw, but these are the pots. They're confirmed. You can see them. Who's going to draw who? These are the official pots done by FIFA rankings, and you've got to say, it's a really an easy game in this Afcon. we've got to not take fixtures for granted here. Anyone can beat anyone on their day. This is Africa. The tournament's getting stronger. We've expanded our tournament. We're going to celebrate our continent's football, whether you're from North or the South, this summer in June and July in Egypt. So these are pots. What are your thoughts on the pots? Algeria very lucky to sneak into pot 2. Do Morocco and Tunisia deserve pot 1? Should South Africa be higher than pot 3? These are the official pots confirmed by CAF. Any problems with them? Get their thoughts down below. Thanks for watching. Drop a like and subscribe for more African football content.